understand what you got going on here, and we also don't understand why, outside of the Dallas Cowboys, a certain big media name don't want to pay their franchise player. Like I don't get it. We got to talk about why he put the S in ESPN, but they don't want to pay him. Stephen A. Smith turned down an $18 million and turning down an $18 million $18 million.
Well, you kidnapping Chelsea Clinton.
Man, that is whew. That was a layup. I was waiting for Joe to catch on. $18 million contract and is requesting $25 million to stay with ESPN. I mean, we got to react to it, right? How much Pat McAfee get? Didn't he get like 85 for like 5 years?
Yeah, he is getting. He got a big contract, but 18 million will make him the highest paid.
Yeah, so which comes out to about 17. Pat getting about 17 right now.
I think the two highest are Troy Aikman and Joe Buck.
Those are announcers, though. That makes sense. They had to pull them away from Fox. That was negotiation, so I understand that. But as far as like shows, after Skip left, it was just Stephen A. Smith. He was literally doing every single show. Like, granted, some of his takes we don't agree with, but when it comes down to like work ethic, he was doing First Take, he was doing NFL Live, he was doing NBA Live, he was also doing the post games, the pre games, NBA count. He was doing everything.
Doing Get Up too.
He was literally on every single show. Also, he altered in the whole new wave of most of the talent that's on all of these shows. Because when he was doing Get Up, he gave Ryan Clark a shot. Now look at Ryan Clark on First Take. He gave him a shot there as well. He brought in Shannon Sharp, Kimberly. The list can go on and on amongst the rotation after the Max Kellerman fallout. So again, I think he's kind of worth it. I know you want to bring in Pat McAfee and his internet crew and everything, but 25 mil don't seem short to somebody who brought in a whole new crew after you done did massive layoffs and got rid of all these other shows and found ways to condense the network, but still paying out 17 plus, because you also got to think about the crew that came with Pat McAfee too. He had to pay that crew too. So again, I think it's worth it. I'm not mad at him for turning it down.
I go. So Stephen A. Smith, I think first of all, for people like us that's in the sports world, this is motivating. I must say. All right, you got a guy who climbed up the ranks just off of sports media and journalism, and this dude is trying to negotiate a contract to get paid $25 million a year. That's crazy, And he just talks sports, so that's motivating to show you that like the ceiling is very high in this industry. Now, Stephen A. So I'm looking at the salaries, right? Right now, Stephen A. is getting paid $12 million a year. Pretty sure. Give me $12 million a year. I'll be straight to it. But Troy Aikman is the highest paid, $18 million a year. Joe Buck is second with 15, and Pat McAfee is tied for second with 15 a year. Now, one thing I'm gonna say about Stephen A., I think he's handling this process really good. I think Stephen A. put himself in a great position to receive $25 million a year, which I think they would do it eventually. Number one, Tomo said it. Well, number one, you look at the guys who's getting paid more than him, Troy Aikman and Joe Buck. They're one-trick ponies. They're really good at what they do, but they're one-trick ponies. They're literally doing game calling. That's it. They're calling games. When Stephen A., like Tomo said, got First Take. He's on Get Up, like they said, Sports Center. He got Stephen A.'s World. He's on NBA Countdown, all that stuff, right? So he's doing a plethora of things, right? I had to use my, take one Dave's word and make it sound like I'm Stephen A. Smith for a second. It's like,
blasphemous.
So that's number one. Number two, the talent he brings, like Tomo said, the talent he brings on board. I mean, the Kimberly Martins of the world, the Monica Manucks of the world, the Ron Clarks of the world, the Swagoos of the world, the Monica Carriers. All right. So, but he bring guys on this platform and they get the Shannon Sharp of the world, right? They get uplifted. So he does that. And lastly, which I think is most important, if I'm ESPN, he's the most loyal one. The most loyal one. Think about this, y'all. When it comes to, Like, look, let's take away his views on certain things, and a lot of people don't like him because his views on certain things, right? But let's talk about his work ethic. He's a team player. The fact that we said he's on all those shows, and I doubt it. I don't think he gets paid extra to be on those shows, but all those shows, like you got all these people coming through the show. Like he's shown to be a Mad Dog Caruso, all that stuff. He's shown to be a team player. Also, he speaks highly of his bosses, ESPN, boss crew, whatever. Whoever they are. He
Basically,
speaks highly of them. Y'all remember? I'm not trying to shut down Pat McAfee, but y'all, I don't know if y'all remember this. Pat McAfee took a shot. He took a shot at one of the bosses at ESPN. He said he think they trying to set him up. He said on ESPN, name the guy's name and everything, and he ended up resigning like months later after being there for like 40 years. Like, yeah, and then he got interviewed by All the Smoke, and they asked him about that. So he Pat McAfee is super reckless when Stephen A is more so like, all right, we're gonna protect the brand. You know what I mean? So I gotta give him props for that. Oh my man, let's get it. What up, Jerry? Oh man, I had to stop for a second. My man Jerry, by the way, the first ever member in R2L history.
Shout out to Jerry. Got a new member. Come on now.
Well, do we? All right, shout out to Jerry, man. But yeah, I think he deserved that because of that. And Jerry just threw me off. That's one more thing. The one thing I was gonna say. But yeah, it'll come back to me. But I think he set himself up perfectly to get paid $25 million. I think he deserves it. He earned it. And last thing I want to say is he's not jealous of the opposition. He's not jealous of Troy Aikman. Or when Pat McAfee got paid, he said, man, that was good. He just raised the bar. That means when I get my contract, guess what? I need to be the highest paid analyst, I say player, analyst on ESPN. So, hey, Jerry, don't be mad because they beat y'all, bro. Don't get mad, Jerry. Teddy. Go back to your spot, Jerry. All right, go ahead, Dave.
I mean, Joe, I feel like I don't really have much to say because you said everything that I was going to say. I as much as I talk about Stephen A, and him being in the doghouse, that trust me, he ain't leaving. There's nothing he did that says that he deserved to be out of the doghouse. But when it comes to what he does for ESPN, I kind of sort of model myself to do that same thing with R2L. If you look at how he does his best to be diverse in every single aspect, I do that as well. I mean, for one, I'm a sports fanatic, so I do my best to know knowledge of whatever sport I'm into, whether it's F1 racing. And that's something that I didn't even know about before, but thanks to Mike and his guy Andy, that's in the chat. Now I'm looking at F1 racing now. I've always been a soccer fan, always been a baseball fan, college football, college basketball, boxing. But now I actually get to talk about this stuff. And it's letting me diversify what I'm able to talk about. So, I want to be the guy that is able to talk about every single thing because that's something that I wanted to bring to the network and bring to the show. Because when me and Joe used to talk, I've always talked about wanting to talk about women's basketball, talk about the WNBA, how much of a big fan I was of it. And now that we have the opportunity, I'm excited about it because we get to talk about the ladies that are doing well. And then, the more we get to talk about, we got to talk about hockey. That's something that, it was crazy that we got to talk about hockey, but it's just that when you do things like that, you set yourself up to be in position to be, one of the highest paid guys in whatever network you are. And I'm not saying that's not the goal of mine, but, you still want to get paid at the end of the day, So Stephen A is doing everything he's supposed to do. And like y'all say, he brings everybody to ESPN. People respect what his work ethic. No matter what you want to say about Stephen A, what he's done to others, I mean, he's given everyone an opportunity to show their talent. And show their knowledge, be able to do their research. Shannon Sharp could have easily just did his own podcast and left it at that. But Stephen A shouted him out immediately when he found out that he was leaving. I got a spot for you. He does whatever he can to get everybody to be a part of ESPN, and he doesn't disrespect his company in what way at all. He tries to get everyone an opportunity. And remember when all those people got fired, he was like, "Man, these are my brothers and sisters that are now no longer here, and I wish I had an opportunity to keep them here, but it's not in my decision." And that's kind of one of the reasons why I believe that Disney and ESPN are not really didn't give him that initial offer, because they had so many layoffs of what happened before, and they're like, well, I mean, we had these layoffs for reasons, because we weren't able to pay all these guys. So I think he deserves to get paid $25 million a year. There's nothing that he has done or not done to say that he doesn't deserve it.
Yeah, but they all layoffs so they can pay Pat McAfee.
That's what it seemed like, right? Now I looked up one thing, because there was one. I mean, I know you named a lot of the hosts on ESPN, but another person that's been loyal to the soil with ESPN is Mike Greenberg, or Greeny, as people would say, and he only making 6.5. So technically, it's starting to look like a trend with ESPN. Like, this is what they do to the people who are loyal to them, and whoever's the hottest commodity, they come in and pay them, because they feel like they bring in a rejuvenation to the network, when technically that's all Stephen A did. And also, why he's in the doghouse is another reason why he's makes more money for the network, because of the things that he says. Like, of course, he has his moments with the Cowboys. I mean, all networks seem like they need a Cowboy segment when their views is going low. But I'm just saying, he still finds ways to bring other people in on the conversation. It's not the same 4 people saying something, or it's not the same 3 people always talking about the same old subjects. They do find a way to try to spin it, even though it can become a little like, what you talking about? Like him getting a bucket on LeBron. Like, everybody's gonna have those moments, but still, when you got somebody that's being the face of the network and also bringing people with them that's actually pulling their weight, it's worth it. I'm not saying the guys on Pat McAfee's show ain't pulling their weight, but they also not doing Get Up or NFL Live or NBA Countdown. Everybody that Stephen A brings on First Take does another show. So they're pulling their weight within the network. Honestly, if I'm Stephen A, they don't want to pay you. I know you brought Shannon over there, but technically, you kind of started your own network just in their building, if you think about it.
But I think they're going to pay on it. That was an offer they gave him. He was like, nah, bro, I need to be the highest paid. And I said, highest paid? I'm talking about 25 mil. I need 100. He trying to get $100 million deal.
They're going to do him like the Giants GM did Saquon. How about you take a walk around and see what the market is for you and then call us back?
I don't think they want to do that. Everybody going to try to grab Stephen A. Like Charles Barkley right now. He a free agent.
It's going to call him ASAP. Skip need him more than anybody.
Facts.
It's going to be Skip. But you said something. I'm bad. Oh, dang, man, I gotta write myself down, man. I don't. Jerry and Teddy distract me, man. It's like, go ahead and going at it in the comments.
They all going at it. That's why I ain't posting nothing, as they said.
Yeah,
but
pay that man.
Y'all probably. I guess that's why Joe showed that face, because I said that I modeled myself after what Stephen A does, just his diversity.
Yeah, you do. You do. Dang, I had it and I lost it again.
All right, so let me ask y'all a quick question. I know the next topic we're gonna talk about the Wizards signing somebody. I mean, that that could be a quick subject, but I just want to ask y'all one question, because, like you said in the beginning, your opening soliloquy, Joe, is we can see what the ceiling is in this industry. How much y'all think it's gonna take to get refused to lose on regular TV? Like, y'all think we can compete with like if FS1 call, y'all taking that 12 to 18, or we going 25?
I'm taking the 12 to 18. What you mean? What you mean? That's the most opportunity. I'm taking that. Now, if ESPN offers the $25 million, I'm not saying no.
Now we got to negotiate. You don't take the first deal. You know what I mean? You got to ask them. You got to ask them what they want, and then what you do, you ask for a little bit more, and then usually they lowball early, and they are willing. They give you whatever offer they give you. They're willing to give you a little bit more. You know what I mean? They don't give you the cap. So they offer 12 mil, Tomo. I might say, listen, we need 16 mil a piece. I said a piece. I'm tripping. We need 16 mil, We also need everything paid for. YouTube TV, all this stuff. We need
I
league
ain't mad at what
pass.
you said.
We need NFL ticket.
They give us the 16 mil a piece. I don't even need the perks. Hey, just give us the 16 each.
That's the offer we need. This the offer we need. That's right, Teddy. That's the offer we need.
Look, where that contract at?
For
All right, cool.
$1
All right, I'm out, y'all. Y'all have a great show. But yeah,
the production on this show gonna go through the roof. You talking about 16 a piece? I
that's
might
a
record
goal,
from the
though.
helicopter.
That's a goal. Somebody said, you know what? I like Refuse to Lose. I like BWT. I like whatever these shows are. And they're like, you know what? I'll pay, because Pat McAfee, they don't own that show. They just pay him
They're a partnership.
to broadcast on ESPN.
Yeah. That's why he
own
still
all
be
the rights
wilding.
to it. Huh?
That's why he still be wilding.
Yes. Can't call people pedophile. Crazy.
The Caitlin Clark
They
moment.
like, oh, really, bro?
I'm just saying the Caitlin Clark moment was crazy. I looked, I said this was actually on ESPN. They didn't blurt this out. They just let this fly.
Yeah, this is crazy though, y'all. So I'll be watching Pat McAfee show, right? And remember when the JJ Redick news came out, and then Shams was like, "Oh, JJ Redick is going to he's a front runner, he's going to sign." And then Woj came out the cut was like, "Darren Hurley is going to be the coach, right?" Bro, live on the show, Shams. First of all, Shams is not Woj. He's a Woj of ESPN. Let's start there. So he could have had Woj on the show, but he had Shams on.
Yeah,
he's his competitor. And when the news broke, it broke while Shams was on the show. It was like, oh, he said they stopped him and said, he stopped him and said, oh, Shams is he said, oh, JJ had just signed a contract. He was like, JJ? He said, you were right though all along. They basically was like kind of trolling Woj on the show. And it's ESPN. So that's why I say like Pat McAfee is way riskier than Stephen A. Like Pat McAfee is like off the rails with it.
I see, but also another person they brought in that is going to be a little risky. I don't know because Shannon Sharp got the nightcap, so he can get more of his jokes off over there. But that's how Shannon Sharp was on FS1. He was taking that.
They allowed him to do that though.
That's the thing. FS1 gave him more freedom.
Yeah, allowed him to do that.
ESPN not like that.
They Disney.
I think they will though.
It's Disney. If that was the case, it would have happened by now. If you look at everything he did with FS1, he ain't doing anything close to what he's doing now with ESPN.
Bring the black him out and hand it on his mouth.
ESPN is not allowing that. They are not allowing that.
Now y'all gonna make me get into my Dr. Umar bag because I'm like, if you gonna allow Pat McAfee to say the stuff that he's saying, why I can't get away with some of my stuff?
It got to be part of your negotiations. When when Pat McAfee negotiated his contract,
y'all see what made me hot over there?
No, not no more. But Blade, I think he out of that contract. Not with them no more. I don't think. That's one thing about Pat McAfee too. He be yeah. I don't think he has a contract with them no more.
He still got a contract with WWE.
He does? Okay.
Yeah.
But
that's why he still shows up on there sometimes. He still got a contract with them.
Okay. I thought he
does.
I thought he walked away from that.
Right?
Oh, okay. He announced it. Okay. Blaze locked in. He's back to WWE. All right, go ahead, Tomo.
Hey, well, I mean, we'll see what happens with Stephen A. Smith and just how the whole media landscape shakes out. Because if he does walk away because they keep disrespecting his offer, we'll see what happens next. But for now, time will tell. But like you said, Joe, the goal is 12, 16, 25 gazillion dollars. That's just what it is.
Why would we get gazillions when we can get millions?
Well, this player got millions from the